Parkwood Off-Road Centre, also known as Tong. 4-hour 2-man team enduro with Edge Off-Road. As you can see, we're going first, so we're just waiting to get that green flag. So there we go, green flag's up now, so as soon as that goes down, we can start our engines and get going. Whoa, pull a holy there. Real nice hole shot. I think that's my first enduro hole shot I've had. So we've got this nice clear track ahead of us. Let's put that hammer down. Don't get too giddy on this first lap, Ryan. Keep it on 2 wheels. So yeah, we've got a hole shot, and we're going to just try and keep it smooth, but also try and push as much as we can, because we have got a clear track, so there's no one in front of us. The sooner we can get away from the pack, the better chance we've got of holding this lead. Little rain last night, so the track's a little bit greasy on top. I'm hitting the track first. Just got to be a little bit careful on these tree roots and things. So we drop down into these trees. A real nice section up here. One of my favourites of the track. Bit of a motocross section. Come onto this top straight and there's a bit of a double-double. That's one double. 2 doubles there. Gotta send them, Anna. It's gotta be done. This is a 4-hour enduro, but it's a 2-man team, so I've teamed up with Chris Hughes, also known as Pingu. So if you've watched some of my earlier videos, a couple of weeks ago I went out riding over the moors with Pingu. So if you've not seen that, go and check that out. So the plan was, I'll set off first, do around about an hour, and then Chris is going to take over and do the 2nd hour, then I'll do the 3rd hour, and he'll do the last hour. So we get to this section on the first lap here, and you've got to drop down quite a steep hill into this sort of stream riverbed section. See, Parkwood's a lot different to motocross style tracks, so it's what I need to practice: slippy tree roots and clay bankings with like riverbeds and rock sections. Drop down into another little stream and up a hill here. Now you can see that's fairly easy, but as the day gets on, people struggling to get up there, you know, the water being dragged onto the hill, just digging out. It becomes quite a challenge, that hill, later on in the day. Drop down this bit of a rocky road and turn right. Then we've got to go up a bit of a gully, which is pretty technical, especially for me. Get through there smooth though on the first lap, so that's all good. There's no one behind me now, so we've pulled quite a nice lead. Just got to keep this flow going best we can. So we're coming around just to complete the first lap now, and Pingu's here, look. Hey! Hey! Just give him a bit of a shout there. He's telling me I've got a massive lead, but we'll keep pushing. 3 lap scoring here on the first lap. We're the first through there, look. As you can see, 3 hours 49 left on that clock. Drop down into a bit of a slippy wooded section here, and it's like, it's got that yellow clay in the bottom of these ruts. Real slippy, you got to be really light on that throttle. So we get to some back markers now on the second lap. First back markers I've seen here, so we managed to just Squeeze around the outside there. So I'm feeling good, you know, I've got dry gloves, I've got dry goggles, I'm not getting much roost. Just really loving the flow of this first few laps, and then yeah, well this kind of happens. Yeah, I weren't planning on going for a swim today, but clipped a rock there with the front wheel and absolute nightmare. But we keep going. I'm drenched now, my gloves and goggles, I can't see a thing. But, you know, I think to myself, it could have been worse. We could have been Charlie Frost at Sea to Sky. Oh, nutsacker, and he's wet through, so yeah, it weren't that bad. Managed to get off lightly with all crashing the river there. Still, my hands are wet through, my goggles are wet through, all my kit's wet through. But we're still in the lead. We've still got a decent lead, so we're just gonna push on and try and get this first hour done. Now, one of the big problems I had was I was wiping my GoPro, but because my hands were wet, it was just smudging the dirt on the camera, so for this first hour the footage isn't the best quality. So sorry about that, but nothing we could do, as you can see. Drop down here on the second lap and look, oh, it's a bit more carnage this time. There's people coming back down the hill. But we managed to squeeze through there with no troubles. Starting to really get onto these back markers now. You can see we get some big roost here, kind of stops the footage for this first hour. So we're waiting for Pingu now to come round. We're about an hour and 50 into this race. Get tagged off Pingu there so we can set off. So we've done a session each, all's good, we've got a nice big lead. All we need to do is have fun and keep it on two wheels. 2 hours 19 left. So I haven't really seen the track. I've been in the pits while Pingu's been out riding, so it has deteriorated quite a bit. A lot more tree roots have come through and the ground's got a lot more slippier in places. Just going to feel my way around this first lap, try and get into it again. So Pingu's done a great job, obviously he's kept that nice lead we've had, and we're pushing on for a real good race here. Coming onto this motocross double at the top here, just got a couple of back markers to get round. A little bit of roost here. It's all good. Still gonna send it. Just weaving my way through there where I can before we get into the single track woods. This section here was a real bugger. Just a deep rut all the way up, slippy clay, legs off, paddling. Just trying to keep it up a gear so the bike's just lugging a bit, not spinning that back wheel. As soon as you light that back wheel up, it's game over. Really enjoying the track layout though today. Bit of everything, a couple of fast bits with little jumps and then some real technical sort of slippy sections. following this back marker here and he decides to go on the main line to the right. So I think I'll try and pass down to the left. Wasn't a good idea. All these tree roots here, I slide about all over the place. End up losing time on that back marker, so not the best move there, but we had to try something. Then we get onto another back marker towards the end of the lap. You can see it's single file, so I'm just biding my time, trying to sneak around the outside, and he nearly has us off here, look. Whoa! Steady on, kid.
Cheers.
Just trying to keep my cool with these back markers, not push anything too much and end up on the floor. We've got a nice lead, so we just need to be sensible. The last thing I want to do now is ruin our race by going down with back markers and losing time we don't need to lose, so just going to take my time and try and find a few sneaky lines, look to get around them.
Watch out!
Just shout there so he knows I'm there and he moves over, look. Whoa, get a little bit cross-rutted there, but all's good. Made the pass. Keep going. Keep pushing on. 2.5 hours into this race now, we come onto this back straight. Just get on the throttle and... oh no, my bike's bogging, if you can hear that. Buh, 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 buh. What? It just won't go, it's just lost all power. So I just pull to the side down here and try and clear it out, see if it'll clear out. Nope, it ain't having it. Something's up. Eventually it stops and I'm just trying to get it going. Try and use the kick start instead of the electric start, but it ain't having it. Something's gone wrong. So I'm just going to push it and see if we can get back to them pits.
Oh, just what I need. The long push back to the pit. I'm lost.
So I end up pushing my bike up this hill on this road to try and get back to the pits, but if anyone's been to Parkwood, it's such a big place. Didn't really know my way around too much, but end up getting to this spot and just watch a couple of bikes come past. And then I'll keep on pushing, see if we can find some marshals or something. And then eventually find a couple of marshals and they get a quad to tow us back, so this is what we need, but I'm 2 laps down now or so. I think I've lost 2 laps.
To that side?
Not the best, but we'll get back to the pits so then Pingu can set off.
Oh! Yo!
The rope comes undone there, so... oh, more time wasted.
Hold that for a good.
Just want to get back to the pits now because obviously Pingu can't set off until I get back. That's part of the rules with this 2-man teams.
Look at that, that's the one, isn't it?
So we're on for a second attempt now. Hopefully we can get back in time and still be in with a chance to hopefully secure a podium at least. Now if anyone's been towed by a quad before, I'm not going to lie, this was probably the hardest bit of the race. Trying to steer, I was getting dragged through these big deep puddles, clipping rocks and all sorts. You know when you've not got your throttle for balance and control and clutch, you just gotta steer yourself. It was really hard work. But as you can see, if I would have had to push my bike all this way, we may as well have gone home because it would have took me an hour or so. So the marshal's doing a cracking job here, just getting me back safely. Just being careful here, make sure there's no one passing. Didn't expect to be doing this today, I can tell you that. I think this is my first ever quad ride. Well, there's a first for everything, I guess. So we get back, we get this rope undone, and then go and tag Pingu, and then he can set off and get on his way. And like I say, we've lost a good 2 or 3 laps now, so we've got some real catching up to do. But I'm back on the bike. How did that happen? Well, it's not my bike actually, it's Pingu's bike. So Pingu's just gone out for an hour and he's getting really tired, so I told him to come in if he wants and I'll go out on his bike for the last sort of 2 laps of the race. As you can see, the graphics on the front mudguard there are slightly different to mine. Now this is a 250 XC Enduro bike and mine's a 300, so just trying to get used to this power a little bit more revvy. Now one thing Pingu said to me just as I left the pits, alright, I'm just about to set off, I'm just pulling off, letting my clutch out, he taps me on the back and says, whoa, whoa, whoa. I said, what's up? He says, just be careful, the bike's got no brakes. So I'm going round now, I've got no front brakes, hardly any back brakes, you know, we're on the metal, the pads are on the metals. These downhills are going to be real challenging. But we'll see what we can do. If we can gain any time on anyone, then now's the time to do it. Now this ain't the first time Pingu's lent me his bike. If you watched the video from Leisure Lakes before when my bike broke, I actually went out on his motocross 252 stroke, so yeah, I've lent his bike quite a few times this year. Nice one, Chris. You can see I'm on this sort of last 2 laps now and the track's really roughing up. Lots of tree roots coming out in places. And this is that section I told you about earlier where it gets really bad towards the end, so people were flipping it, getting stuck and all sorts here. But we fly up there, no problems at all. Just trying to square off these sections here just to keep on the smooth line. And then this is that section we've got to drop down, so I go around to try and get a smaller hill, because remember I've got no brakes. Pulling that front and rear brake to death. But we get down in one piece, all is good. And yeah, real good day actually. We ended up pulling back to 2nd in the expert class, so the team expert class, we get back to 2nd. And I think 3rd overall in the entire race with the solos and everyone. Even though we lost a couple of laps, still a real good day, so big shout out to Pingu for lending me his bike. And yeah, if you like the videos, just give us a like and subscribe.